When working with a probability distribution P of x, there are two requirements for it. First, the sum of P of x has to equal 1. All the probabilities must equal 1. But occasionally, if there's some rounding errors, a little bit less or a little bit more, it can be as low as 0.999 or up to 1.001. Not a lot of deviation from it, but it can be that much just depending on the rounding errors. And second, P of x needs to be between 0 and 1 for each x value. And it can be inclusive as well. And if you're unsure what inclusive means, it just means the equal to sign. That means your P of x value can be 0 for an x value, or it can be equal to 1 for an x value. But it cannot exceed 1, it cannot be greater than that, and it cannot be less than 0, it cannot be negative. So here is our distribution table of p's with green pods. Our first column is how many, 0 to 5, and our P of x is all of these values. And so the first thing is the following table representative of a probability distribution? Well, the only way to know that is you need to take all of your P of x values, add them up. So 0.001 plus 0.014 plus 0.088 plus 0.264 plus 0.396 plus 0.237. Add those all up, and you're going to end up getting 1, which makes sense for this video because we're dealing with probability distribution, but that's what you should do. You need to make sure that all of these add up to 1. And we can see that each P of x value bonded with each x value here is between 0 and 1. So this is a probability distribution chart. So we are sure that this is a probability distribution table. Now that we know that, we can go on to the next question, which is, what is the probability of getting a P with 1 or 2 green pods? So what we can do is we can go back up to our table and see that 1 green pod has a 0.014% chance, or 0.014 probability, and 2 has a 0.088 probability. So we want to know the probability of getting 1 or 2, and since it says or here, that's the main idea, we add. So we're going to do 0.014 plus 0.088, and we add those together, we're going to get 0.102. So the probability of getting a P with 1 or 2 green pods, 0.102. And the last one is, what's the probability of getting a P with no more than 4 green pods? So 4 or less. So we go back up to our table and we want 4 or less. So we want everything from 4 down. So we want these 5 values. So we're going to add them all up. So we're going to get 0.396 plus 0.264 plus 0.088 plus 0.014 plus 0.001. We're going to add all those up and we're going to get 0.763. Now, just as an aside, if you wanted to, you could even have used the complement rule here. We can see that the only thing we don't want is 0.237, and we know that all the probabilities add up to 1, as we did in part A. So we can take 1 minus 0.237, and if you do that, you would have gotten the exact same answer of 0.763. So whichever way you would want to do it, it works just fine. So here is all the work and the table for each question for a probability distribution table.